8 minutes past 11, you are listening to the Mid Morning Talk on Salam Media. Some babies sleep much more than others. Some babies sleep for long periods of time, while others sleep in short bursts. Your baby will have their own pattern and will probably be quite different from other babies you know. Their sleeping pattern is also very unlikely to fit in with your own sleeping pattern. Here's what you need to know about newborn sleep patterns and how to create one for your baby. And to tell us more is sleeping coach and co founder of Brave Little Baby, Zanda Greef. Good morning, Zanda. Thank you for joining me.
Such a big pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right, first of all, how much sleep does a newborn baby really need?
It's such a hard question because each baby is quite unique and different. But definitely, you can look at in your 24-hour period between 16 and even 18 hours. So it really just depends on the little one. And I think sometimes moms, especially it's like the baby moon phase between 0 to 6 weeks. They can sleep really well. And then suddenly they reach that 6 weeks where they start smiling. And then suddenly it's this awake baby. And that's usually when moms kind of feel like they're not really coping. Um, and especially with the 0 to 6 weeks, you obviously have to do your 2 or 3 hourly feeds, even 4 hourly feeds. So it all just depends on the little one.
Okay. So it's like for newborns, you're more likely to get some more sleep than you will when they become 6 weeks and older.
Yeah.
Why do babies, especially newborns, not sleep through the night?
Actually, it's quite like a myth that anybody
Mm,
sleeps through the night because we all actually wake up partially between our sleep cycles. But what mostly adults do is you wake up partially, but you just fix your duvet or fix your cushion and you just carry on sleeping. So you don't really remember those moments. But with
mm,
our little ones, their circadian rhythms is not at all mature yet. So they can have like between 30 and 45-minute sleep cycles. And then every time they could be waking up from there. So they don't, yeah, it's actually a myth. The whole thing that you sleep through the night. All of us wake up and need to fall back asleep again after a sleep cycle.
mm.
But you can imagine after every 30 or 45 minutes, if your little one's waking, that can be quite a lot of times overnight.
I remember when my daughter was born, and I'm like, I could hardly get some sleep. I'm like, this child
For
won't
sure.
sleep. All right, now, is it possible to create a sleeping pattern for a baby, and or rather, is it necessary, and what are the benefits of doing such?
I think in the sleep world, moms, especially new moms, when they realize, oh, shit, okay, we've got the breastfeeding down, we've got everything else down, but now we're stuck with this little sleep and trying to cope with that. I think there's a lot of pressure on them to not create any bad habits or
Mhm.
sleep crutches or props. You know, all of this guilt the whole time, like, am I doing the right thing? What should I be not be doing? And then you end up on the internet and seeing so many conflicting advice. And the truth is, a baby between 0 to 12 weeks, even till 4 months, you cannot spoil them enough. And if they need you to baby wear them, carry them in your arms, if they need to breastfeed, I think moms should just take off that energy and literally just realize that it's not something that they can create that would be a bad habit.
And you're right about the conflicting advice. I mean, there's just so much going on, and you wonder if this is going to work for you, if this is going to fit for you, and your baby, and if you're going to sleep through the night. And I mean, there's just so much out there.
Oh,
So, when should you start a bedtime
with the
routine for
okay,
for your child?
I realized I didn't completely answer your previous question. Just to getting back to the patterns, um,
Yes.
it's really very. I think it helps the mom to also relax a little bit if they can have some routine.
Mm,
So what we do implement from about 6 weeks. We call it the easy routine. Tracy Hogg, this is what she like suggested and used with her moms. It's basically an acronym which we call EASY. So E is for eat, A is for activity, and that can literally be your baby staring at a mobile or doing a little bit of tummy time. You don't have to really physically stimulate them with any big activity. And then sleeping, watching your little ones sleepy cues and knowing when they start showing them there's early signs and later signs, and getting them to sleep. And then you have your time, which is amazing because then at least you can feel like you have a little bit of a break. So with your bedtime routine, you can implement a few steps from the beginning. Like you can do, we love swaddling. We love white noise for our babies. It really creates that fourth missing trimester. They just came out of this warm, fetal position, and now suddenly, they have these limbs and they don't absolutely know why are they so free. So this swaddle really helps, and having white noise that's loud enough. So basically, just before you go to bed, you can. A lot of newborns, depending on their age, have late bedtime. So sometimes you can do your bath, which can be maybe even 9 o'clock. You can massage them, you can breastfeed them, swaddle, put your white noise on, and put them in bed. So it can be as simple as that. And even during the day, if you start implementing these great sleepy cues, they start associating that with sleep. So you can really start as early as you feel, I'm ready for this.
All right. Now, I'm not sure if this is a myth, but please correct us if it is. I've heard that if the baby sleeps too much during the day, then they're going to have less sleep during the night. Is there any truth to this?
Again, I think once that 6-week mark hits, then sometimes it could influence their sleep at night. So I think up until 6 weeks, just get to know your baby and let them sleep if they want to sleep. Don't fight the battle. But from 6 weeks, if they start waking up quite often and you are watching your wake windows and your little one is sleeping, but suddenly they're doing like a 3-hour stretch or a 4-hour stretch per nap, then that does influence them a little bit, because it's very like they can have that day and night confusion. So what we help moms with is to try and help them that knowing that your baby does need to still feed every 3 or 4 hours. So if you're going to let your little one sleep over a feeding time, they are going to want to make up those calories overnight. So we do help moms to know when to wake their little ones, what is enough during the day, so that their nighttime sleep still stays nighttime and that they don't confuse it.
All right, Zanda, let's take a quick break and we will continue thereafter. Please stay with us.
Perfect.
Joining hands, Salam Media. Humanity sets the agenda.
There's no smell that takes me back to the comfort of my childhood than the smell of black seed oil being applied by my nanny. Now I'm using Tib black seed in my own home to soothe sniffles and coughs, to help with digestion and immunity, and of course, as part of my beauty routine. After all these years, I've come to appreciate the wisdom in finding comfort and shifa in trusted treatments like Tib black seed. You can find Tib black seed at all leading pharmacies or find out more at blackseed.co.za.
Approximately 785 million people in this world do not have access to safe, clean water. In developing countries, around 80% of all illnesses are due to contaminated water and poor sanitation. Don't let dirty water end a life. Build a water well. In Bangladesh, Malawi, Nepal, Zimbabwe, or here at home in South Africa, donate to Penny Appeal's Thirst Relief Project to bring safe, clean water to communities around the world. www.pennyappeal.org.za or call 031 1100 573. Penny Appeal. Small change, big difference.
Shimmer, sparkle, captivate. Nothing less than a masterpiece. Droplets of gold inspires precious design. Platinum bursts with intricate freshness, and every pure diamond becomes more than just a girl's best friend. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, where timeless dreams become a reality. Come to us. We tailor-make designer gold, platinum, and diamond jewelry. Trade in or remodel your old gold. Clad yourself with classy name-branded watches. We offer insurance valuation and free zakat calculation. Visit us at 534 Ridge Road, Overport, or call 031 208 9142. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, manufacturers of fine gold and diamond jewelry.
It's a new beginning. It's a new era. Salam Media, humanitarian journalism.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Mid-Morning Talk on Salam Media. It is 11:19. We are talking sleeping patterns and how to create a sleeping pattern, especially for newborn baby, with sleeping coach Zanda Greef. Zanda, thank you for staying with us. Now, earlier on, before the break, you mentioned wake windows. Now, what is a wake window? This is the first time I'm learning about all of this, and it's like I wish I knew. I wish I had
I
help, and
know.
all I could do was just try my best, and here we are.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think moms actually really do have an intuitive feeling what to do with their babies. I think we should really just start trusting ourselves a little bit more and
Mhm.
use all of this new information as a guideline and to help you just kind of tweak things a bit. So an awake window is when our little ones, the moment you pick them out of their sleeping space, like let's say they're sleeping in the bassinet, and the moment they've like slept and you take them out, then you start counting your awake window. With newborn babies, we really, really focus on sleepy cues because they're all different. So there's a ballpark that between 0 and 6 weeks, there's like a 45, maybe 60-minute awake window, not really anything more than that. And that can include feeding, diaper change, back to sleep, So sometimes it can really be as quick as that. From about 6 weeks onwards, it can become more because then they're suddenly awake and they start smiling and become more social. That can be about 60 to 90 minutes. I would say, so if you at the 6 to 8, I wouldn't go past the 60 minutes, but from about 8 weeks, you can maybe start experimenting to go to the 90 minutes by 12 weeks. Then from 4 months, it's 2 hours. And what we also try and help our moms is those sleepy cues that we were just discussing that you can do before a nap or bedtime. So you can do like 10 or 15 minutes when you see, okay, now they're starting to show signs. Go to your sleep space, do your little nap routine and put them down, or baby wear them, or however you need to get them to fall asleep. And the awake window just really helps that they don't go into an overtired cycle, because then you might be sitting with a fussy baby that's really irritable and difficult to settle down to sleep. So it just helps you a little bit more to kind of manage that as well.
Mm-hmm. All right. So do you have to adjust baby sleeping patterns as they grow?
Yes, definitely. The awake window definitely changes. So from 4 months, we said 2 years, 2 hours. From about 6 months, it's 2.5. So it does keep increasing. But again, you have to watch your baby. And then they would be going from, let's say, at 4 months, there might be 3 naps or 4 naps. But then by the time they are 6 months, it's about 3 naps. From 8 months, it's 2 naps, and then that continues until they drop down to 1 nap at about 15 to 18 months. So there's a big ballpark. From 6 months, we as sleep coaches believe that watching your baby for sleepy cues is a lot harder, because now suddenly they're putting their hands in their mouths for other reasons other than hunger or tiredness. So it's very hard to then always make sure that you don't miss that sleepy cue. So we just to make it easier on the mom, we rather work on certain times.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm guessing now one needs to have a schedule, you like your little calendar over there and then the times and you paying attention. Baby overslept, I need to wake baby up, etc. for feed. Do we have to be like that extreme or is there a simpler way?
I think it really depends on you as a mom. I think if you're an A-type personality and you really just need that step-by-step plan, or maybe you're in a situation where you've got different people looking after your little one, then it's nice to have that schedule because then you can actually put it on the fridge, print it out, and everyone just follows it. But if you're more like maybe if you're a stay-at-home mom, you definitely can be flexible. But it's nice to kind of just have a guideline and adjust as needed. And it is a fine balance between getting too much sleep during the day and then having difficult nights, or having a balanced day and having good nights. So I've seen it so many times. If moms call me and they like say, "Oh, my baby's waking early in the morning," or "We're waking up countless times of night at night," the first thing I ask them, "How is your naps? Let's look at your naps first," because that is one of the first things that really helps the nighttime sleep.
Mm-hmm. All right. Tell us a little bit about Brave Little Baby and how can we contact and connect with you?
So, Brave Little Baby was born when I worked on my third son, Sleep. As any new time mom with my first two children, I just thought, this is it. You just don't sleep, and you have to cope with that, and just just get through it. And then with my third son, he was waking so many times. Sometimes I couldn't even count. I think it was like 17 times, if so. But what happened was just I couldn't cope with my life and having a family of being five, a family of five.
Mm.
So I needed to make a plan. Luckily for me at that time, there was an online program that I followed. And then that program said, is there maybe this opportunity if you want to become a sleep coach or sleep consultant? And I was a little bit in between work and deciding what I wanted to do. And yeah, and that's where it was born. Lindy is my cousin. She's co-owner of Brave Little Baby, and together we have built this wonderful opportunity village for other moms to feel supported through this wonderful but crazy journey.
Mm-hmm. And what do you offer as Brave Little Baby? What services do you offer, and how can people get hold of you?
So the one thing that I really, especially if we were talking about the newborns, we have an online course for newborn moms who want to set the foundation of sleep from the get-go. It's a very easy, accessible course that you can follow in your own time and as you feel ready. And there's a lot of wonderful guidelines. And I really wish that was something that I had when I had all my babies. So that is our heart for moms to start there. But then we do offer one-on-one coaching, and we have group coaching courses. We have a routines bundle, like we were talking about the patterns. There we've got 4 different ones that you can choose per age. So it's not so like, oh, my baby has to fit into this one. There's a few options that you can tailor make for yourself. And then we're busy working on a very exciting next course, which is going to be launching soon.
All right.
So just where you can get hold of us, we're very active on Instagram. And you can obviously look on our website, www.bravelittlebaby.co.za. Oh, sorry, .com actually. It's not .co, .com.
All right. Final thoughts and advice going forward?
I think the biggest thing for me is that moms should trust their intuition. And if you know something needs to change, reach out for help. There's a lot of people ready on standby to help you through this journey. It's not easy, but trust your intuition and know if something needs to change, look for help.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, Zanda, and for the advice. I hope our new moms are listening and will take heed of the advice. A pregnancy and mothering and everything, it's not a one size fits all. And as they say, every pregnancy is different. Every newborn and every situation will be different as well. What worked for the first, second, third will not work for the fourth. So just try to adjust into the situation. And like Zanda said, trust your instincts. That's why you have them. Zanda, thank you
Okay.
so much for your time and have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. It was lovely.
Bye bye. And that was Zanda Greef, co-founder of Brave Little Baby and also a sleeping coach. And you can find them on social media, especially Instagram. Just look for Brave Little Baby, and www.bravelittlebaby.com is the website where you'll find a whole lot of information, courses, and contact details if you would like to. Get some assistance from the sleeping coaches there. It is 11:28. You are listening to the Mid Morning Talk on Salam Media. We will be right back.